Okay, so this is just a section of my channel which I am now calling Nightmares of a Fanboy. It's just where I place all my videos that debunks what the fanboys are saying about their console or the consoles that they hate. If you like it, let me know. I'll keep making these videos. I was going to do it anyway, but if you like it, let me know and I'll try to get them out as quickly as I can and more often. Okay, so this is a different video from what I had initially planned on doing. I was hoping to make a video explaining what my channel was going to be about, a little bit of history about why I'm doing what I'm doing, and a little bit about myself as well. But instead I'm going to go with this video, which is all about the graphical side of games, well, the visual side of games, and how when people say they prefer high-end graphics, some people don't really know what that means. So I'm just going to explain the difference between graphics and art style, which can severely impact the graphics of a game. Okay, so this is a quite heavily discussed topic. It's more the graphical side of things that are spoken about, and not the actual art style of the games. Okay, when people talk about the graphics, they really mean the textures, the characters, the details and the environments, but they don't realise that without the art style these would never exist. You wouldn't have this high-end detail without the developers and the graphics designers first deciding on the art style of the game, which they then take over and design everything around this one art style, which gives the game its unique character, if you will. This allows it to portray a wider message to people. Message might not be the best word for that, but I'll go with message. It allows you to envelop yourself in the world, and every game does have a different art style that they follow, which can range in how people perceive the graphics in that game. But every art style can make a game look completely beautiful. If you look at the differences between the images I've got up just now, you have Assassin's Creed 3, Zombie U, Mario, Darksiders, 8 different games, all with a unique art style to them, and they all look in their own way visually stunning. Now, people only look past the art style and directly onto what they can see, and they don't realise just how much the art style has affected everything that they can see. Okay, it's hard to explain really how the art style directly affects it. If you think about Darksiders, well, in fact I'll go with the game that's not on here. It's the game that I think is the most visually stunning of last year in 2012 was Borderlands 2. Now this game to me looked amazing. I loved the environments, how they were made, how they were designed, and then the textures that were put over it in this. It's almost cartoony, but with a realistic effect to it, if you will. And to me, that looks better than like Call of Duty or Battlefield and those type of games, because the developers can really push more emotion across with what they can do in a stylized game instead of a game that has an art style more towards being exactly realistic, which they haven't done just yet. The closest they've got to, I would say, is Battlefield 3, or maybe LA Noire. That game was visually stunning as well, what they could do with the characters and the facial models and that. It was fantastic, but the art style that every game takes directly affects how the graphics look in those games. Art style practically determines how good that game is going to look. the art style doesn't match up to the genre of the game, then it's not going to do anything. Like, you couldn't have Zombie U, which is survival horror. It's supposed to be really dingy and making you think quite a lot and trying to scare the utter crap out of you, basically. It does it at some points it fails to do it, but I think if they used a more realistic art style with that game, it wouldn't have portrayed that across as well as it does in the art style that it has just now. Okay, take Call of Duty, anyone from the series, give it an art style like Borderlands. That wouldn't have worked. People wouldn't have given it as great as a reception as it does have. It wouldn't have been selling out as quickly, and people just wouldn't want to play it if it had that, because it just doesn't match up with what they were trying to do. Now, Borderlands works with that because it's really more of a slapstick humour game. The humour that's all the way through it, it's just completely, it's as if, I don't know, South Park and some other weird thing just decided to make a video game. I know South Park have got a games, that was a bad analogy, forgive me for that. Just imagine if Borderlands and South Park made a game, imagine what that would be like. Yeah, well, Gearbox and South Park. I should pitch that to Randy. But anyway, yeah, going off topic again. Same with the games like Batman. That it looks realistic, well, as realistic as it can, but it still has that really dingy look to it. And that was an art style that was decided upon because of the areas that the game was going to be located in. Mario has a really colourful art style to it. It doesn't want to be too overly aggressive with what it throws at you, so it gives you a really colourful environment where you can just run through and have fun, but all while remembering that it is quite dangerous. It gives you that element to it as well. What other games were there? Black Ops 2, I've spoken about that. Assassin's Creed 3, set back in the American Revolution, like, takes a more realistic view than what, well, I think the graphics in Assassin's Creed 3 are better than what Black Ops had. That's just my opinion, others will differ, I know, but Assassin's Creed 3, the art style for that, I'd say, was more along the lines of what they were trying to do with Black Ops, but I think Assassin's Creed 3 has done it better, and the textures and the shading might not have matched up to what they were trying, but I think that Assassin's Creed 3 does the realistic look better than what Black Ops does. I hope I've given people something to think about here when deciding on if a game looks graphically amazing, and to think about the art style that the developers and the graphic designers have chosen for the game, and then think about how that affected the graphics and how the genre of the game affected what was happening with the graphics and the art style as well. Okay, and with that I'll just say have a nice day.